happens if you take smelling salt and you're not passed out?
You don't take
You know what I mean?
When you put them under your nose, the mix of the chemicals wakes your brain up.
But what if you're already awake?
It just really stinks.
Oh, that's it. It doesn't do anything. Oh, hey, look, and it's already set up right.
Well, it wasn't because she had to move it, so.
Well, no, but I mean where it's just showing her.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear us? Can you see us?
Yeah, can you hear me? Is everything good?
You're good. I was just looking at the smelling salt thing. I'll do it.
What?
Smelling salt. Can you not hear it?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, she posted it, so it's,
I don't know.
It's her thing from less than 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, so I've been watching like a whole bunch of the Hammer films, which have a whole bunch of bitches that are like always fainting and they got the smelling salts. So I looked up, I'm like, does that shit still exist? And yes, you can buy smelling salts, but I think they're for some entirely different purpose.
This looks like protein powder or whatever the hell this picture is called. Skull fucking smelling salts, and it looks like it's in it's either a small 5-hour energy thing. There was no banana for scale, so I don't know how big it is, or it's a big protein powder jug.
Smelling
salts. I think it's a small thing, and it says it comes powdered, and you add water to it. But I'm like, is it just fucking cocaine?
No, it's smelling salts is a pouch of some sort of shit with a glass tube in the middle that you break, and then when they mix, that's what it's supposed to be. Because I broke it.
Apparently, you drink it now. Because how you gonna get somebody that's passed out to drink something? That's how you die.
Well, I don't know that you drink it, but I think you add water, maybe it steams or something like it.
I don't know, but if somebody sends us some, I'll take it and see. I'm not gonna pay for it and be the ass of everybody's fucking jokes.
Well, if you're gonna be the ass, I'll pay for it.
No, none of us should have to pay for it. Somebody else should have to pay.
Well, it was kind of my thing though, because I was like, is that a thing that still exists? Because in my head, I'm like, there's no reason for it to, because women just don't just like faint all the time now. But
if you
maybe we should.
It's like a thing.
I've never actually seen anybody faint.
Or if you get knocked out.
I saw it one time. I want to say like elementary school. A girl fainted in like a rehearsal for like a bullshit school play or some shit, which apparently I wasn't in because I was in the audience to see her fall.
You didn't get invited. Awesome. I don't think I've ever seen anybody. You ever seen anybody faint?
Yeah, people just don't faint anymore.
Not just the thing.
Did they faint back then, or is that a TV thing? Was fainting ever?
Or maybe it was just like what women did to like get themselves out of an uncomfortable situation.
I don't know.
It was like super hot. They were in the desert now because they're going west. They got corsets on basically, and they're drinking fucking heroin, marijuana, hot shot things. It's just in a tube. You get. Where do you get it from? The pharmacy guy, he'll give it to you. That's just, they've seen shit with like fucking codeine, marijuana, heroin, and a bunch of other shit in it.
Yeah, that's the guy in the wagon, the snake oil salesman. Yeah. You can also buy that shit at Sears back in the day.
Yeah. You ever seen it?
That is
the same thing. It's just the faints. They're passed out.
Oh, were all those women druggies and they were just nicer about women back then, so they didn't want to say that they had OD'd?
Well,
I don't think. Well, if they OD'd, like smelling salts wouldn't be the.
Does an OD not work if you're passed? I mean, does smelling salts not work if you're passed out from an OD? Has anybody ever tried that?
I don't think it fixes it though. You're still ODing.
But would it wake you up? Because you're less likely to die if you're awake, right? That's why they always tell you not to go to sleep. If like your shit is cut off and you're having.
I feel like smelling salts. I feel like you're beyond smelling salts if you're OD.
But I mean, what if I had some? Would I be the asshole if I pulled them out and was scared?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I won't do that then.
Those smelling salts for you.
Yeah, y'all are gonna fucking regret that shit one day.
Yeah.
But anyway, so buyer beware, fucking shitty ass music festivals. who wants to go first?
Y'all go first.
Woo!
I never go first.
So yeah, I know that's why this will be a special moment. Moment with drunk theory. We decided.
Let's have a moment together.
Yeah, let's have a special, sincere moment with our fans. We decided to do the Fyre Fest, which everybody knows about mostly, but that shit is wild. And we were just watching. We actually watched a YouTube video about it. This shit is fucking. I just don't even get it. It's just wild. So, I'm gonna give I got a quick rundown I wrote. Is that okay? Yeah. So it was founded by con artist Billy McFarland and rapper Ja Rule. And there is your first red flag. Like, Ja Rule's been gone forever. And then he pops up all of a sudden with some goofy ass white dude, and he's like, "Hey, come to the Bahamas." And
wait, y'all, hold on. I might have to get Mango out of here because he is losing his fucking mind. Mango.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. I could throw in that GIF right there or whatever.
All right. He started fucking growling at nothing. I'm sorry.
As you fucking should be.
I'm a dog mom.
All right, no. Okay, so
our three fans will identify.
We decided to do Fyre Fest. Quick rundown. Ryan's got some dates, but I'll do a quick rundown right quick.
Mine's kind of also a rundown with some deets. It's just I got a different area than what you were writing down.
So this was founded by con artist Billy McFarland and rapper Ja Rule. And like I said, is that not a huge red flag? When's the last time you heard anything from Ja Rule? And now here it is, 2017, and all of a sudden him and some goofy ass white dude are like, "Give us $1,500 and we'll fly you to the Bahamas for 2 weeks." I mean, I'm probably just going to be like, nah, but whatever. People did it. Whatever. The whole reason, though, which I did not know.
What else are you going to do the weekend after Coachella?
The whole reason for Fyre Fest was to promote an app. It's called the Fyre app, and it's an app that you use to book music artists.
It also doesn't exist and doesn't do anything.
Yeah, so, but that's what this started out as. It's supposed to be a promotion for this fucking app. So they promised people.
So a promo for an app.
They promised people luxury villas, private jets, all this shit. They ended up with FEMA tents and pre-packaged sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
They straight up gave them fucking county jail lunches.
They did.
Like
it was ridiculous.
Bread with cheese on the side that looked like it was like 3 cents. It was just
so this
horrible.
was 2017. In 2018, McFarland pled guilty to 1 count of wire fraud to defraud investors and ticket holders, and a 2nd count to defraud ticket vendors. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison and ordered to forfeit $26 million. I don't know how much he made altogether. So did he still get to keep some money? Like, surely he made more than $26 million if the tickets were fucking $2,000 a piece, right? Because a bunch of fucking people, I don't know the deets on that. Maybe somebody else has that. I don't care about it. But there were 2 documentaries, one on Hulu and one on Netflix. They're both fucking great. I feel like they were both from different point of, wasn't one of them kind of towards the, oh, it wasn't their fault, and the other one was kind of like,
one was more explaining.
Yeah. But so watch those if you hadn't seen it. If you've seen Inventing Anna Sorkin or Anna Delvey actually spent 4 months at a loft in Manhattan with Billy and his team, and they show that in the show. That's fucking true. But not because they wanted her there, because she asked if she could stay a couple days, and then she just wouldn't fucking leave. They ended up having to move because like their company was based in this loft. They ended up having to break the lease, move to a townhouse that she wouldn't fucking fit in to get rid of her. Stupid ass. Whatever. Fast forward a bunch of years, he's done his time. It's today now. McFarland is currently working on a new festival. It is called, and it's PYRT, pronounced pirate.
Like I'm about to steal all your shit?
He's calling it a remote island extravaganza. There's supposed to be VR technology, influencers and they're going to be on an island. He's super fucking into the fact that there will be no music there though. Like, he's like, this isn't a music festival, guy. It's a VR festival. So y'all go, I guess, buy your tickets for Pirate because why not?
Well, I feel like fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
I won't get fooled again.
Anybody who buys
On
tickets to
this is still
bullshit.
shame on them. Like, there were red flags every step of the fucking way for that. If I'm shelling out that much money for a ticket for something, you best believe I'm doing a bunch of research. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry, but just some goofy white dude and Ja Rule together in 2017 is a red.
Well, how much did they spend? Hold up. How much did they spend?
Some tickets were $500. Some of them were $3,000 and $4,000. And I don't know how they divvied up what the difference was.
I spent so much more than $500 on Blu-ray.
Oh, well, so did we. And I was going to talk
Did like
about
no
Blu-ray
research.
But we weren't on a remote ass island that
That
you
is
have
true.
to take a jet to. They didn't tell us that we weren't allowed to bring money. Like, just, you know,
Yeah.
No, that's on you, guy. That's on you. I'm sorry. You go ahead. What you got? You know, you left all your goddamn gin here, too, right?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, I might drink it in a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Go at it. Yeah.
Depends on how I feel.
Oh, which reminds me, I should probably like announce the drink that I made specifically for this, even though none of us are drinking.
Oh,
Nice.
I'll do that on my turn.
yeah. It's still running. Still doing the Fyre Fest.
Yeah, I can add
Fucking
some
Ja Rule.
few deets to the Fyre Fest. So originally, like she said, 2017 is going to be April 28th, the weekend after Coachella.
I didn't know that it
And
was the
then-
weekend after Coachella.
Yeah, this was an.
Because I
That's
feel
why
like
they.
this is the same crowd. Were they not already fucking tired? Like,
No, they just keep going to different places and flying. And have
we
parties
did
and
that
shit.
once. We did Days of the Dead and Mad Monster, like weekend, like back-to-back weekends. It was fucking awful.
I was so tired.
Oh, yeah.
It was fucking awful.
absolutely
How? We're way too old for 2 weekends. No.
Too much shit. So then they eventually were going to do 2 weekends in a row of all these bands and this and that, of course. So, like you said, yeah, Ja Rule and Billy McFarland, no relation to the Family Guy guy.
Yeah, thank God, right? Because that's the first thing I thought, but it's not even spelled the same, I don't think.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, but I was like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
don't let
so,
Family Guy be mixed up in this.
So we found like the top 1,000 Instagram influencers, which is the dumb. I just hate saying that phrase out loud. And that's how he targeted people. So he wants people that just want to blow money, which is kind of a good idea, but you know,
That's what we want too.
backfire.
I hope everybody here is,
Influence the shit out of people.
yeah, just people that want to blow their fucking money.
So like the whole thing, the music festival originally, and they said do not advertise. It was once owned by this person.
Yeah.
Was owned by Pablo Escobar, but technically it was owned by him. But the actual person that stayed there was George Young, the guy who that movie with Johnny Depp. You remember? That's one of his guys. That was his island from the movie. So that's where this whole Fyre Festival is
Fyre
going to
Fest
be
happened on
going
Pablo Escobar's Blow Island.
Yeah.
But fucking not Family Guy was told specifically, do not mention Pablo Escobar's name.
So the first thing he did was make a video with that in it and a bunch of other shit. So
Very
they were
first
like,
thing he did, he's like,
bye.
hey, who wants to come to Pablo
so
Escobar?
that's why they had to switch it over to this fucking it wasn't the Norman's
Exuma.
Cave, Exuma's Island, yeah, which is about.
Because they kicked his ass out
Yeah,
when he
it's
said
not
Pablo
that far.
Escobar.
It's
They're like,
only
no
a little
way.
bit farther down on the little island chain, but it's much more mainstream.
Another red flag
Yeah.
right there.
Nobody-
Anybody who bought tickets after that happened, I don't feel sorry for
You went from zero
because that was
people-
on the news.
Yeah, a private island
Like,
to an island with now
Okay.
7,000 people that regularly live and sleep and eat on this island. That's a big fucking difference. 7,000 people on a little tiny island is big as shit. So they don't have, any of the bullshit. They're going to get all these bands, and I wrote down all the bands. This is what you were going to get for your $500 if you were an early bird. That's what they went.
Oh, was it?
$1,200 was about the the normal price between $1,200 and $1,500. You can get a private jet
Yeah,
to an island with
Hold
these
on.
bands.
That's why, so I didn't realize this either, but I mean, that is a lot of reason why they didn't have the money, because they didn't charge enough.
Yeah, this is
Because
a
$1,200
$50,000 festival for $1,200
For a whole villa, private villa
on
jet,
the beach. Yeah,
fucking free food and drinks included.
the best cuisine in the world.
Celebrity chefs. And nobody was like.
So for $1,200,
No,
you're getting a private jet for Emerald Lagasse to cook for you on goddamn Pablo Escobar's island. And who's gonna play for you? Fucking Pusha T, Major Lazer, Blink-182, the Migos are gonna be there, Designer, Lil Yachty showing
I
up.
want to say,
Just like 15 bands of
Wasn't-
ridiculousness.
wasn't Blink-182 the first ones that came out? They pulled
I
out,
think
and they
so.
said
Because they didn't put any
they said that it was wild as fuck.
money down on any of the bands.
And they said it was wild as fuck, and they did not feel like they would have the support they needed to give the fans the show they deserved. Because they knew, right? But they said it all professional, but they were like, nah, it's fucked up. And then one by one, every fucking band started pulling out. They were like, nah, man, I'm doing this shit. Some of the bands came and said that they never actually signed a contract or even agreed to be there.
They didn't give them retainers.
They
They
were
didn't give them any
just
kind of money.
advertising that these people were going to be
All the
there.
money they blew didn't even go to the bands. He blew it
So it's
before
like
that.
Wayne's World 2, where it's like, you build it.
If you build them, they will come.
That's what they thought.
If you book them, they will come. No, they won't.
No.
You have to pay them.
They won't. They don't check their email that often. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? You can't just send fucking Aerosmith an email and go, hey, I've got you booked this weekend, and then hope for the fucking best, because the best is not what's going to happen, right? Like,
Who else is going to be there? Rip Taylor. What? Wow. I when he's listing the bands in Wayne's World at one point, fucking even Garth goes, really? Like, he's like, are you fucking serious? Because he went so far. And that's what Ja Rule and Billy were like. Like, one of them was like, dude, maybe just not. Blink-182, fucking Migos, goddamn Major Lazer, everybody, yeah, we're gonna have fucking private villas and shut up, maybe not all that. Oh, fucking, there's gonna be goddamn Kardashians there, and we're gonna have.
let's talk about what happens when they get there. Let's talk about the restaurant.
Oh, so yeah, they everybody shows up, not on private jets.
No, hold on.
They got them a regular
You're
plane.
You're skipping the night before. Okay, so they had set up
Oh yeah.
tents.
No, they
FEMA
haven't gotten
tents.
there yet.
No,
I was
I know.
not getting the plane to get there.
Hold on, but when they get there, the reason they can't go straight and they have to go to the island is because the night before, there's a huge ass fucking rainstorm. Wets all the fucking mattresses in all these tents that people have fucking paid for. So they're trying to buy time, right? So the people show up and they shuttle them to this goddamn restaurant on this island, who apparently was not a part of this at all. Just these people show up, right? And they just start ordering all this food and all this alcohol. And they're there for like, what did they say, 7 hours?
6 or 7 hours, yeah.
Just drinking fucking alcohol. All of them have been told that they don't pay for food or drinks.
Yeah.
This restaurant is not a part of that, though, right? This restaurant thinks they're having the best fucking day ever. And they never get paid for all of this shit. Because they had to send these people over here while they try to figure out what to do with all the wet-ass mattresses. Like, I mean, oh my fucking God. This is disaster. Fucking disastrous. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're good?
So did the restaurant
No.
sue?
Oh, I don't know if they did. I know, when I was reading earlier, it was over 100 civil lawsuits. Not including, he did prison time or whatever, which he should have.
Wire fraud, yeah.
Yeah, but there were over 100 civil. I'm surely they were one of them, but I didn't see anything about who won and what. And some of that shit might still be pending in court, or there ain't no damn telling.
What happened to Ja Rule?
Hopefully he went to just go hang out at home like any normal 50-year-old guy would do. Come on, Ja Rule, man. I love Ja Rule. That was my jam. That kind of hurts my feelings. He got tied up in that shit. But also, would I go to a music festival put on by Ja Rule? Never.
Absolutely not.
Never.
Like, especially, I just thought of this. He's not even one of the performers.
Yeah, no, he wasn't even
He's
listening
not
to
on
the
the
performer.
list.
He's just...
He wasn't even going to play in his own show.
Nope.
No, he just hooked up with this goofy white dude and was like, yeah, we can make a ton of money doing this. Can you, though?
All right, so they were at the restaurant. Nobody pays for anything. They get done with all their bullshit and tell everybody basically, yeah, it's not ready, so find a tent and good luck.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they just sent them to the beach to find tents. Not enough tents for everyone.
And these
either.
are people who had paid for the luxury villas.
Yeah.
They said the villas aren't ready.
They just told everybody, screw
Go
it,
grab a
find
tent.
some shit.
Keep in mind, they've been drinking free booze for 7 hours.
Yeah, there were some fights, maybe some
There's TikTok
bonfires.
videos of people who had their shit just straight up stole out from under them. They're like, these dudes just came in and took our fucking mattresses, so now we don't have anywhere to sleep.
Oh
Like,
shit!
yeah.
It was the whole thing, yeah. They had that bullshit. Nobody had a lot of people were asleep on their own fucking luggage, hanging out just wherever. The next day, old Billy was like, yeah, we can't really do this right. Y'all need to go back home. And told everybody, just fuck it. There's nothing there. There's no food.
They said
there's
they
no
were
nothing.
sorry.
And they were sorry.
They apologized.
It was on fancy letterhead.
Yeah,
We're
they
done.
apologized.
You should get the fuck out of here. So
It got so bad though, people were contacting the fucking U.S. Embassy to
yeah,
help them get home. Because keep in mind, they told them it was cashless. They had their stupid bands, which they had those bands at Blue Ridge.
Yep.
But they didn't tell us that we couldn't bring cash, and if they had, you think my ass ain't gonna have some cash, because I know how the real world works. I don't know what the fuck is happening out here in goddamn Virginia. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
so
I don't
nobody
know
had
why they
cash.
went to a fucking-
They couldn't get drinks. Apparently, there's no Wi-Fi out there, so nobody's credit card shit was working, and people just had nothing. And then they're like, "Yeah, just go home then."
Jesus.
Yeah.
Thanks for trying.
And then at one point they locked everybody in the airport.
Yeah, there were so many
I don't-
people, there weren't enough planes and flights. They had to lock them in overnight. There's videos of them. I mean, the whole thing just slammed full of fucking people, and all of them just trying to get back the fuck home after they've spent however many thousands of dollars on Ja Rule and not Family Guy's fucking. So dumb.
That's fucking terrible. That's not worth
And then eventually the last few stragglers got kicked the fuck off the island when the what's the name of the islands? The Exumas. The Exuma Islands. I guess the prime minister, whatever their dude is called, was like, "Hey, y'all need to get the fuck off this island," but did it in a really nice letter. But it basically said, "It's done. Y'all need to fuck off the island." And released it. Like if fucking Joe Biden was like, "Yeah, y'all need to get the fuck out of here, sorry, bye." And that's what he did with a fancy letterhead, but it said, "Get the fuck out of here. The party's over. No Fyre Festival, no Ja Rule, leave."
Yeah.
And that was it.
So not to mention,
Sent all the fuck home with no refunds, no nothing.
they set up this section, and I don't know how big the section of the island they used for the Fyre Fest was, or whatever. But
Not
they
big
used the
enough.
locals to help set up the tents
Yep.
and blah, blah, blah. Didn't fucking pay them. They showed up pissed as hell, because they're like, "Hey, where's my fucking money?" Never got paid. That's probably part of the civil lawsuits,
Yeah.
you know, or whatever.
Exactly.
But, I mean, it's like they really thought that just if they wrote it down on paper that it would fucking happen.
So for the new one, have they named like a destination? Like, is there an island for the new one?
I don't know. I didn't write it down if there is. I'm going to say probably not. Not yet, because I just saw this. This just popped up like a...
This bullshit. What?
Well, I guess, because, at first it was Pablo Escobar's island, but then the other island, because that guy, the leader of that island, or whatever you call him, is the one that came out and told people to go to the embassy and shut it down. Like, apparently
he
he
was like,
didn't
"Y'all
know
gotta
about
go."
it anyway.
Yeah.
He was just like,
It's over.
Oh, they just shut it up.
yeah, he's like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Like, so, yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
Y'all want to fucking try to crowdfund tickets to this pirate shit? We'll go see what it's all about.
no. No, I do not. I'm way too old for that kind of experimentation.
Yeah, me too.
No.
I can't do it.
Oh,
Nah.
maybe Drug Theory could like raise the money to send like an intern.
Yeah, we need to hire an intern that goes and does dumb shit because we're too old. We've actually talked about hiring an intern before. I said I was going to contact the university. I should totally do that. Just say, I mean, what's the worst I could say? Fucking no? People tell me no all the time. It's not a big deal. If any of y'all out there watching want to fucking be an intern and want to also do the work of figuring out how I can make you an intern, just, well, I guess just somebody could volunteer, right? Then we don't have to do paperwork or anything. They could just say, hey, I want to volunteer for Drunk Theory, and then we'll just be like,
well, if they were at like
anything we
or
say,
something, we would probably have to do some paperwork.
To give them credit.
Like
yeah, we'll take a rando as well. You pay for everything, and then just report back. No, you're.
Well, no, if there were intern, I think
We would have to pay for it. We would have to pay for it.
Have to,
Okay, well.
which I'm not like totally against. Honestly, if I don't have to do it. If they'll go and like take pictures and all of that. But
Y'all, the idea is up in the air.
also,
It's up
they
in the
could
air.
sue us though, which would be awful.
Why would they be able to sue us if they go somewhere and it sucks? That's not fair. I didn't know that it sucked, or did I? This is Drunk Theory. You said you wanted to work here, dipshit. Like, did I not win
You gotta cut all
immediately?
this stuff out,
Oh,
man.
no,
That's no good. You can't say stuff
I guess
like
us talking about it now, like, so that they would
What if where we work told us to get the
Oh,
fuck on the truck? You don't like it, you're gonna die. What the fuck ever? You can't do that.
No, I feel like they can. I feel like if my supervisor at work came up to me and was like,
Told you
hey,
do something dangerous like get on a forklift's end and be picked up to the top. You get the fuck out of here.
except for that's different because then
Nope.
they could fire me, whereas this person is a person that said, hey, I'll do anything y'all want. And I realize that this is Drunk Theory and all of y'all's ideas happen when you're drunk, which
Still
means
not
they're
what it works.
terrible ideas.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Fair enough.
you assume all the
At
responsibility
a certain
here.
point, a contract becomes too crazy to enforce, and then the courts just go, you get nothing. So you have to be at the edge of the craziness, but you can't just say whatever.
Well, y'all, I've
You have
got
to
court
do
on Monday. I'll be sure to ask my
it. Ask
lawyer.
your lawyer.
What he thinks about it. What else we got for Fyre Fest?
That's it. That's it.
Fyre Fest was a
Everybody
shit
went
show.
home, got nothing, sued.
I was thinking about this earlier. As far as I know, there were no like horrific injuries. Like nobody died or anything. So that's good. When we were talking about this is what we were going to do, I started looking up some music festivals. A lot of them I passed up because a lot of people have died at fucked up festivals, and I just really didn't want to. I didn't want to bring it down.
Like Woodstock 99, which I'm about to
Yeah, well, I want Kelly to be the asshole here. No, there's ones where people have been crushed to death. Like there was a landslide somewhere. Like just fucked up shit.
Was Fleetwood Mac playing?
No, but the one where Sugarland. Shut up. The one.
I'm sorry.
The fair where Sugarland and some other country,
Oh, that country band
and
shit?
the
What happened?
stage collapsed or some shit.
I didn't hear about that one.
Or there was
Shit.
a storm and a
I
bunch of people.
vaguely remember.
Yeah.
that.
I started to do that one and I was like, no, that's fucking depressing. But as far as I know, nobody got seriously injured or killed during Fyre Fest. Now it's just a funny thing that I can make fun of you for spending fucking $5,000 on. So
Right.
that's where I'm at with Fyre Fest.
So are we?
Yeah, you're up, Kelly.
All right. So we're moving on to Woodstock 99. Before I talk about Woodstock 99, I want to tell y'all about the drink I made for this episode. So I created a drink.
I'm just fucking. I'm fucking really sorry.
I'm gonna come over
None
and
of us
get
are
the
drinking
shit.
this drink because Kelly can't go out in the rain, so we're not together tonight.
So the drink that I created for this episode is called Woodstock on Fire, which is a twist on the traditional Woodstock recipe. It is something that you need to prepare in advance. So you're going to want to make an infusion with 1 part maple syrup, 3 parts gin. I use Hendrix, which I love.
Is that what we drank last weekend?
Yeah, it's in there. That's
Yes.
Oh,
Going
okay.
to want to put jalapeno pepper in your infusion. So if you want to be Woodstock 99, use a half of pepper sliced longwise.
I'm gonna jump in here and say that's too much fucking pepper.
If you want to be Woodstock 94, maybe cut that shit in half.
I'm Woodstock 94, baby. That was too much pepper.
So let that shit sit for 2 days, strain it through like a fine mesh strain, and there you have your maple jalapeno gin.
What if the mesh strain is only kind of good looking?
What?
Don't pay him any attention.
Oh.
I asked if the fine mesh screen wasn't quite fine, if it was only kind of good looking mesh
Just
screen.
move on. Just move on.
It's recording.
All right. So once you have your infusion, you're going to just serve it on the rocks with a squeeze of lemon. And that is Woodstock on fire. So.
It was definitely on fire. It's too hot for me.
On fire. Too hot for Kara. I actually like it. I'll probably make it again.
Yes, man, do half the pepper and then I'll like it too.
Well, I did half a pepper, so I need to do a quarter
half
pepper.
of whatever you use.
I need a quarter pepper for you.
There you go.
All right. So I am talking about Woodstock 99, which is a total shit show that happened July 22nd through July 25th of 1999 in Rome, New York. The attendance for this festival is listed as approximately 220,000, and that is actually part of the conspiracy, is that nobody really knows how many people were at this fucking show. So I'm gonna talk about that. Do they think
that it's more, or they think that it's less?
No, they think it's much more.
Oh yeah, fence hoppers probably too, right?
So I'm gonna talk about why that happened. But to start with, for the promoters, you have Michael Lang. And he was actually one of the original co-founders of Woodstock. So he also did Woodstock 94. So he is like Woodstock all the way through, this Michael Lang guy. And you have John Scher, who is a successful New Jersey concert promoter who is working, with Michael Lang on this show to make it a success. In terms of media coverage, you've got MTV, you've got live coverage via pay-per-view at $59.95 a pop, and Westwood One had the radio rights to it. So in terms of finances, in ticket sales, they had $150 was the advance ticket price, whereas $180 was the price at the gate.
All 4 days?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, all 4 days? God damn, I was going to say that's a steal, but I'm glad I wasn't there.
Yeah, because so the reported ticket sales, and this is where the numbers get funky, and I will tell you what. So the reported ticket sales were 186,983, which would have been approximately $28 million. Now, why would they underreport their ticket sales? Because they know there were more people than that there. One of those is the venue capacity.
That's what I was about to say. The fucking fire marshal, they about to shut that shit down.
Yeah. So the venue capacity was $250,000 at that venue. But also, they had contracts, which gave special consideration if they sold a lot of tickets. So the Griffiths Local Development Corporation, or the GLDC, the City of Rome, and Oneida County would receive $1 million to host the festival. So that's done. They get $1 million
a piece.
Yeah. But they also get an additional $250,000 if ticket sales topped 200,000. So there's an incentive for them to keep quiet the amount of ticket sales they have. So getting into the festival and kind of the things that started to cause the problems. The first thing that I made a note of was that on day one, Bush followed Korn. So everybody was all like,
followed them on like Twitter.
No.
Huh? No, followed them.
Oh, when you said Bush, I thought you were talking about President Bush. I was like President Bush.
Oh no. The band Bush followed.
My bad.
So everybody is like, you know, like, because they've just seen corn, and then here comes Bush, which I like Bush.
I don't understand the animosity here because that's what a festival is. It's not everything you like. It's
right, but it was just like they had this like mega energy performer.
everybody was pumped up, and then some pussy comes out on stage and stuff. I mean, I guess I get it, but I kind of don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, and this was just kind of the first
after Slipknot.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense. No, everybody's all riled up, and it's not enough.
I still would have had the best time ever.
So at this point, like nothing bad is really happening, but people are starting to be like, you know, why are things the way they are? I did make a note here that stupid Baldwin was there.
which Baldwin is the stupid Baldwin? He's the one from Biodome, right?
He's the Biodome Baldwin.
Who is that? Billy? Is that Billy Baldwin?
No, it's Stephen Baldwin.
Oh shit!
Billy is the one from Vampires, John Carpenter's Vampires, I think.
And
no, I don't know.
And I just tend to make a note whenever he pops up. Is shit that stupid Baldwin was
there are so many fucking Baldwins, I swear to God.
Yeah, but he's stupid Baldwin, and he was there, and I think he was doing some shit with MTV because he was just like, you know, hey, who's ready to party?
Yeah.
Anyway, so as of day one, it starts to turn into a literal shit show because the portable toilets start overflowing day one.
Because why wouldn't they? You know.
And there's trash everywhere. Like it's a fucking mess that very first day. Like they are not prepared whatsoever for this. So by day two, they have more than 1,000 cases of heat exhaustion or heat stroke that they're dealing with because it's so fucking hot. There's nowhere to go. Water is like insanely expensive, and they do have like free water, but you can't fucking get to it. So another thing about this is that the security, it was the Peace Patrol. So they were totally unarmed. They were like random kids that they had picked up. A lot of people were like selling their, you know, uniforms to other people. So that
because they didn't want to work anymore. They're just like,
well, no, just so they could get a shitload of money. They're like, oh yeah, this will get you backstage. This will get you everywhere. We'll sell my shirt. I got 10 more shirts back.
Oh my God. That's an entrepreneur, you guys.
So, day two, you have Limp Bizkit, which becomes another problem.
That's what started the whole shit. They ruined the Woodstock 99.
But I did want to mention that Limp Bizkit was announced by Vern Troyer, which is Mini-Me. And I have this thing in my head where I feel like Mini-Me was always hanging out with Limp Bizkit in the 90s, but I don't know if that's actually true or if it's just something that I want to be true.
Midget dude from Kid Rock. He rapped and shit. Y'all confusing everything.
Was it Kid Rock?
Everything in the 90s is blurs.
What about that?
Yeah, you don't remember the little dude that rapped? Yeah, that was the whole thing.
But it was actually Vern Troyer that announced.
Yeah, that was a different thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm confusing him with Kid Rock's midget. I forgot that Kid Rock went through a stage where he had a midget. My bad.
Oh shit. Yeah. So during Limp Bizkit, like everybody lost their fucking mind. People started attacking the sound tower and tearing the place apart, and everybody's just fucking lost their fucking mind. Like, and when I watched the train wreck documentary and stuff, and it's like, you know, you see Limp Bizkit coming off stage, it's just like, that shit wasn't my fault.
really love Limp Bizkit. I don't think it was their fault. Like,
Well, you have to expect them to be who they are, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so they were going to incite some shit, you know? And people were already pissed by day 2 because there's like shit everywhere.
yeah.
Everybody's fucking mad. So, I actually forgot to mention that this whole shit is happening at like a decommissioned Air Force base, which is such like anti-Woodstock, like it's ridiculous. But this is happening at Griffiths Air Force Base, and they are using a hangar like for the after parties where they're having like raves and shit. So they've got Fat Boy Slim playing in the rave hangar. There's ecstasy everywhere. People are fucking everywhere. At one point during Fat Boy Slim's performance, some people stole a van and drove it into the hangar. They found like a young teenage girl, like sexual assault victim in the van. People are surfing on top of the van. And at that point, they're like, we need to start getting everybody out of here because they didn't know if these people are just going to like start driving all over people. So they had to evacuate Fat Boy Slim day 2.
And that is wild as fuck to me because if weird shit is going to happen, it's not going to happen during Fat Boy Slim. Or am I thinking wrong of Fat Boy Slim? I just feel like that's Fat Boy Slim is not the band that you rape and murder to, right? Like,
well, I feel like they were already raping and everything, and they were just like,
oh my God. People,
and there were
I
more.
hate everybody. That's what we should have called this episode.
I hate everybody.
I fucking hate everybody.
Burn it down the world tour.
So day 3, one of the notable performances, Willie Nelson was there on day 3. I actually don't have any notes about any horrible shit that happened. I just noted that he was there. But on day 3, the public health inspector took samples of the drinking water.
Oh, don't tell me.
Do you really not want me to tell everybody?
No, I mean,
Because
you
I
gotta
don't know.
say it because people came here for facts or whatever.
All right. So the drinking water was highly contaminated with fecal bacteria. A lot of people got what is known as trench mouth, which means
What? Say it again?
trench mouth.
Go ahead.
That's something you get in World War
Nope.
fucking one.
So
What is trench mouth? God damn.
it is just like where you develop like a whole bunch of like sores and shit on your
Just
mouth.
like, shut up. Just like herpes. Just like shut up.
Well, it's not herpes, but
It's just like
It's-
shit sores.
shit sores.
Better or worse than herpes?
Well,
Just bad.
well,
Herpes is forever.
herpes is
Of course, I guess
forever.
so.
So I guess herpes
If
is
you're ever gonna
worse.
forget drinking gray water,
Exactly.
never in your life.
You had shit sores on your mouth.
Gray water, yummy.
Do you have to disclose that to your future partners?
Yep.
That you've had shit sores on your
I mean, god damn. Keep
I feel like I don't even want to continue this.
continue.
I'm gonna move on. So I'm gonna move on. In day 3 is when they started to tear down the wall, and I don't know if I mentioned about the wall, but for Woodstock 99, they built a wall that was supposed to be impenetrable
Because so many
because
people jumped in 94, right?
in 94 they didn't make any money because like everybody just like walked in. So on day 3 they started to tear down the wall. On day 3 was also the Red Hot Chili Peppers that played. So during this, you know, a lot of people were there for the Chili Peppers, you know, shit's getting wild. Flea is butt ass naked because he's always butt ass naked.
I wouldn't be.
So during the Red Hot Chili Peppers set, the powers that be have planned a candlelight vigil.
Is that his
With
nickname
what-
for his junk?
Huh?
Powers that be.
Oh, it should be. But that is not what I'm talking about right now. So there is a planned candlelight vigil with 100,000 candles as a demonstration against gun violence. Because the guy that has started this, that has been with Woodstock the whole time, is like, we need a message. We need something that's going to bring the people together. Well, you hear people in the background when they're talking about this. It's like, we haven't cleared this with the fire marshal. We cannot just start handing out.
Yeah, you know why? Because the fire marshal would never sign off on that shit.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
All
But-
of those people are 50% alcohol at this point. Sure, let's
They're
give them
pickled.
let's
Yeah.
give them
Right.
shit that's just on fire for no reason.
So there are a few people that are like, this is the worst fucking idea ever. But apparently Michael Lang in his Woodstock is peace and Woodstock is love and all of that.
Infinite wisdom from that guy.
Yeah. So he thinks that this shit is a good idea. So they pass out these candles. Fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers starts with Under the Bridge. People are starting their little, candles and things. And then they start burning shit down. They start setting off all kinds of shit on fire.
That is the next logical step of giving drunk people fucking fire.
Right. So what happens is, since they're on like a decommissioned base, there is a fire department there. So they send some people to run down there, and the fire department's like, yeah, I bet I do. So they're like, no, we ain't fucking with that. Because they're not trying to come in there with all those fucking people and shit. So they're like, no, let it burn. So that's pretty much what fucking happens. They ask the Red Hot Chili Peppers to come back on for an encore because at this point, when they start setting shit on fire,
During
they
the
move them up.
fires, they're like, hey, can y'all do an encore?
They're like, can you come, calm everybody down, maybe?
Well, they're not gonna just immediately turn into firefighters. If you've already set everything on fire, I don't give a shit. You can play Enya and I'm not putting out the fires.
Exactly. But they do come back out, and what they play is Fire by Jimi Hendrix.
Nice.
Because of course.
So, on from all that. By the end of this shit, a lot of people left. They're like, it fucking stinks. It's horrible. This shit is awful. Which is kind of how you feel at the end of every festival.
Yeah.
Except for in this case, I feel like it was probably a lot worse. But the promoters had announced a special artist that would be the very closing act. So a lot of people hung out, even though it was fucking the worst shit ever. So they, sit there, everything, and they're waiting on this special act. And what they do is they play a video of Jimi Hendrix. And that's the special ad that everybody just hung out for.
YouTube video
Oh my
for a
god.
fucking YouTube video.
Well,
What the goddamn fuck?
I was gonna do Blue Ridge for ours, but we didn't have a bad time at our Blue Ridge, but apparently their first one was awful. But I hope y'all remember that they kept promising a headliner that was never announced and never
Yep.
fucking showed or whatever.
As I was writing this, I totally remembered that. So as people are just burning shit down and breaking everything, they're actually chanting, "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me," as they're just tearing up everything, because that was the absolute breaking point. Everybody that was still there lost their fucking mind at that point in time.
No, and that is keep going, but I do have some shit after this I want to talk about.
So people are attacking the vendor tents. There are ATMs there. They're breaking into the ATMs. They are stealing every fucking thing that isn't nailed down. The people that work for the festival had to barricade themselves into offices. shit is exploding. Like tractor trailers are exploding at this point in time. They had to bring in state troopers like with riot gear to this festival. And when like the following Monday when they did the press conference, so Michael Lang was like, it was just a few bad apples. Like, I don't know if y'all watched the Trainwreck documentary about this.
We watched a couple. I've seen a couple. So I don't know if I saw the one.
This was the one, it was like 3 parts. So it was Michael Lang and Michael Scher. And
we might have to, what's it on? We'll have to watch it if we haven't already. But we've watched several about.
I want to say it's on Netflix. Michael Lang and John Scher are both in it, and like the rose-colored glasses for this. Like when they're talking about people like tearing the wall down, Michael Lang is like, they just wanted to take a piece of Woodstock with them. When Michael Lang was being interviewed by MTV, they're like, you know, what do you think about this versus 94? He's like, oh, I'm so glad the weather held up. But people were fucking having heat stroke and shit because it was so fucking hot.
They needed that goddamn rain.
All right, so I just have like one more little thing that I wanted to mention about Woodstock 99. So 4 women alleged that they were raped during the show.
I honestly thought it was way higher than that.
Me too, and I didn't want to say it out loud because it sounds horrible to say.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people think that the numbers of people that actually were raped is probably much higher.
Okay,
these are women that actually went to the police.
I got you. Yeah.
So 4 women went to the police. But let me tell you what John Scher said in the documentary. He said, in a crowd the size of a city, you could expect a few rapes.
And has he been canceled or executed yet?
No. But I mean,
I'm sorry, I never just expect to get raped, no matter where I'm at.
There's a lot of people.
I mean,
I don't give a shit.
It was a different
goddamn people are here.
Where you almost expected, like, you know, to get your ass grabbed and things like that. But no, you don't expect.
No, I always expect the occasional ass grab. If there's a fuck ton of people, Blue Ridge, I expected the ass grab. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
No, that's gross. Who is me? I'm about to shame his ass all over everything.
Yeah. It's just like, you should just expect it. And it was just so gross when I heard it.
That's fucking gross as hell.
And I was, and I mean, I'm pretty understanding about the ass grabs and things like that, but that was just so far beyond what I expected to hear and what anybody should ever think or say. I was just like, what the fuck? It's like, if there's a whole bunch of people around, you should just expect to get raped.
No, I just won't do that. Like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
I kind of just want to go to that guy's house now.
Yeah, and just like beat the shit out of
it. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
Throwing a little frame bang.
Yeah, throwing a little frame bang. Like, what are you doing? No, nobody just ever expects to get raped. If we always just expected to get raped, we would never get raped, right?
And like by that rationale, like everybody who lives in like a reasonably big city should just expect to get raped. Like if you live in New York, you should just expect to get raped.
We've been in every magazine for fucking the last 2 years about best place to live, best food, blah blah blah. So I just should expect to get raped to go to work. No,
3 or 4 times a day.
That's not a thing I'm willing to fucking
regular.
do. Y'all can just hang that shit right the fuck. I will cut that shit off and eat it. Fuck you.
And I don't,
no sense.
Unfortunately, I don't know if anybody was ever charged with any of these rapes. I'm thinking probably not.
Probably not, because
because there are so many fucking people. It's like you don't even know who the fuck did it. You know.
You don't prove it. Oh, gross as fuck. And I'm still under. I like to assume that, let's say we were there, right? And we're in the mosh pit or whatever, and some dude tries to rape me. I feel like the couple people that are on the outskirts of where I'm at are gonna notice and fucking intervene, right? Because I totally would.
Apparently that was not happening there. It was like people were like cheering them on.
Let's just not do that. Let's just move on. That's great.
Yeah. Like it was a horrible time for humanity. Like nothing good was happening there.
So in the spirit of drunk theory and conspiracies, you got to think this is on the cusp of Y2K. Was everybody just done and thought that the world was ending?
Possibly. They're like, fuck it, this is my chance to be like the most wild
how many of these people
and
how many of these people truly thought that there was about to what month was this in 99?
Was it June? Hold up. Let me tell you. Let me get my notes. July 22nd through July 25th.
So you got less than 6 months, and the whole government and every news station is telling you that everything's about to shut down. It's going to be anarchy, you guys, you know, from Y2K. I wonder if that had anything to do with it.
Maybe, but I think it was just like everybody was just horrible back then. Like we were all
they're horrible now.
Yeah. But like everybody was angsty and angry, and you know, we were all just awful fucking people. That
I do want to point out that at the Blue Ridge, when I'm gonna say we got separated, but really it was I was being a bitch and I took off, you know, whatever. And I ended up sitting outside of that fucking weed store. I had 3 different people come up to me and ask me if I was okay. I was just sitting there though. That's all. Yeah. I just sat down in the grass just because I was tired, and I was just like, fuck it, this is where I'm sitting. 3 different people. And then I walked down to see I don't remember what band it was, but I walked down the hill to see somebody was playing. I sat down next to somebody and they gave me their phone charger. They had like one of those phone banks. They're like, you need to charge your phone. I was like, yeah. And like everybody was super fucking nice. Like,
yeah, I felt really comfortable there the whole time. And even like when we were separate, you know, intentionally, like when y'all would go off and do things and I'd be drinking at this stage, I always felt safe and comfortable. But
yeah,
apparently you shouldn't always feel safe and comfortable. Like
I refuse to just always feel weird though. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry to be the downer.
I did that on purpose. I left that. I didn't do any research because all of mine were downers. No, but I do love the Woodstock 99. For people who don't know, we share a groomer. We have a groomer that comes out that does our rabbits. She also does Kelly's dog Mango, who is the star of the show. He's actually featured on our website. But she is actually going to Blue Ridge this year. She told us this will be her very first music festival. She said she's been scared of music festivals because of Woodstock 99.
Which is fascinating.
Yeah. So I
wish her all the luck in the world.
I don't know how
I'll be there.
I don't know how old she is. She's younger than us. 30s, I guess, you know, whatever. But she's going to Blue Ridge. I would love to go to Blue Ridge if we could figure out logistics. You know, we went last year. We took our RV, the RV that was gracefully given to us by my Aunt Jeannie. She gave it to Drunk Theory. We have a Drunk Theory RV now.
We do. So we could come visit you in your hometown.
Yeah, we could come to your hometown. But I mean, it was just a shit show from beginning to end, but it was all our fault. The actual show did have problems, but it's the problems that you always expect at fucking music festivals, which is why a lot of the complaining I never really understood. Like, if you look at the news articles from like the first year of Blue Ridge, people were mad they were having to wait too long for the shuttle buses. You're at a music festival and you're taking a shuttle bus. You think it's going to happen in 10 minutes? No, you better hang that shit. Like, I just know that, I guess maybe from experience, or not even really experience, just like common sense. I'm like, yeah, we're going to be waiting about 3 hours. But everybody's like, it's been an hour already. Let me fucking blaze their asses all over social media. Why? I mean, there's a million fucking people here. How quick do you think this shit's going to happen? Why?
And the reason that I probably will not do it again is not because it was bad. It's because it's insanely expensive, and I don't know that they could put together another lineup that would hit kind of my bands.
Have you not been watching?
This year's is already
Have you
there.
not watching?
Holy shit.
Holy fucking A.
So many people are coming back.
On Instagram.
Well, I mean,
Because
people
they
that
have
I would care about, but
no, I feel like you care about 70% of them.
well, if I do, then I might reconsider. But I'm like, there were a lot of people that I really wanted to see. There were a lot of people that I wanted to see again, but you know, like at this point in time, I've seen, you know,
Yeah,
some of
it's
these
people you've already seen. So,
is it worth the, you know, the
which is why
fucking-
we were trying to rethink. Like, we won't do it having to do our drunk theory RV because that thing is just. Dude, we spent the night in the parking lot. We had to siphon power off of the Iceman.
I just don't have the energy for it, and I'm like,
Yeah, we're
who
too
would-
old
Who
for
would
that
have to be
shit.
there, like as one of my bucket list bands that I have not seen, to
Pantera.
get me to do that again?
Yeah, what about Pantera? Because they're going to be there.
Pantera.
I've seen
went,
Pantera.
what the
Remember,
fuck,
we made
man?
fun of Pantera.
Oh, yeah.
They said, "I'll beat every one of your asses." We're like, yeah, no, you won't." Yeah, we saw Pantera. Yeah. I'll beat every one of your asses.
Every one of your. Oh my God.
That was at our first Ozfest, I think.
Yeah, and you remember Mom and Daddy dropped us off and then just hung out for the whole day and then picked us up.
And they had like our booze at the hotel.
Yeah.
How cool were our fucking parents?
The worst parents. Or the best parents.
The worst.
Best parents. Yeah.
According to now, it's the worst parents, but
Yeah. What do they even remember? Because
you know what they need to do? They need to put up. They need to make a number like 911 or whatever, but not 911, obviously. You know, like 411. Well, that's information. Whatever the hell, whatever number. They need to make a number to where if I'm at a festival and shit gets weird, I can dial that number and they'll come in with tanks and just start blasting Enya and see if it makes it better. Like, we've got all this money for science, and what are y'all doing? Y'all are putting, like, man balls on frogs. I need real scientific research to be happening with my tax dollars. I want y'all to tank in Enya next time there's a fucking riot. That's what I need.
So, based on just the documentary that I watched, where they talked to people that were there, you know, it's not the music that's making them mad. It's the fact that everything's insane.
But could other music calm them down?
So you
Is
mean
my
like,
question.
hold on. So you mean like a crazy band and then Bush right afterwards? Because we know that doesn't work.
Bush
We
isn't a
know
calming
that
band.
doesn't work
You
already.
need to come in and I tell you what, I need.
You want Holland Oates to come in?
No, I need Enya only time, and I'm about to pay for the rights to use this during our fucking
You ain't
thing.
got the money. Enya is so rich. That bitch has her own whole castle.
She
in
doesn't.
fucking like
If I
Edinburgh.
tell her I need her song
Nah.
for
She has a
this, she'll
castle
give it to
with
me for
cats,
$15.
and she's like, get away from
She'll
me.
give it to me for $15. I'm about to play "Only Time" by Enya. I used to use that to make Taylor go to sleep. It actually plays. It's still on my fucking playlist. It plays every once in a while when I go to work and I have to skip it because I'm like, holy shit, I will not make it if I listen to this. But if a fucking team of goddamn military vehicles show up with their boom boxes playing fucking Enya, will that calm people down? That's what I need to know.
It will not.
You don't know that.
I do
You're
know
not a
that.
scientist. This is a good question.
It is a good question. I don't
Nobody's
know, I
going to
don't
use
know how
Paul
we test
Simon
this
to stop a
theory.
stampede.
Oh,
It
call
will
me
never
out.
happen.
Call me out. I will keep burning. I promise.
You will
I
be
promise.
boogieing down the aisle.
If I'm in the middle of burning shit down and y'all play Paul Simon's "Call Me Al," I am continuing to burn. I'm just doing it like more flamboyantly. So that's off the table. I'm on board with "Only Time" by Enya. That's the one. That's the one that calms people down.
I don't know that song.
Well, you need to go listen to it immediately because it was on like all of the "How to Make Your Baby Shut the Fuck Up" CDs that I had when Taylor was little.
I don't have any of those CDs.
Well, you should get some.
If it won't make Mango shut the fuck up.
He might love Enya. Or he might love "Bitches" by Mindless Self-Indulgence.
Drunk, out there getting drunk.